start off our okay, so that's a good question to start off our discussion. Okay, so right now, see, you're all right. Okay, so everyone is right. Starting from the question itself, that's a right question. Okay, so if you have an Active Directory in your company, just because it's cloud based, I don't really require. Okay, so whatever Active Directory does, it does best. Okay, so it's a great tool. It's a great thing. If you are deploying policies to a computer, as long as you don't care if this computer goes home or it is not going, okay, so if this is your corporate company, as long if this a company is your desktop machine, right, if it is connected with the LAN cable, you definitely don't need anything. Okay, assume this is a laptop and if it is going home, okay, and this guy is not coming back for a long time, this will never connect to your Active Directory unless you have a VPN, right? So that is what really happened during the COVID times and all. So the problem with this is uh, there are a lot of things that are dependent on Active Directory policies. Simple VPN configuration today, if it is a non-client based VPN configuration, even if it's a Palo Alto or any other, the policies sometimes for those VPN are pushed from group policies because the ADMX templates, for example, Chrome, right? So you can deploy Chrome from a third party or you can install. If you want to manage it at a Chrome, you have to use Chrome ADMX templates, right? From GPO. So there are so many other things on a laptop that indirectly or directly depends on your GPO policies that are pushed. Okay, first thing. So even if you're fine with it, use it. No one is asking, no one is telling that to use Intune. Are you okay with it? No, Microsoft did not come and say, I'm fine with this configuration. And there are so many customers are using and they're okay with it. Okay. No, I mean, there's no push from anyone. Okay. But the only thing about it is you also need another proper tool to manage the other aspects of non-policy level. Okay. So if you really want to push applications, just for FYI, even group policies can push applications. And as everyone know, the MSI format applications, group policies also can push it. They can push wallpapers. Every setting on your Chrome, including Defender, encryption, BitLocker, every setting that you see in Intune can be pushed by BitLocker. Sorry, GPO. There is nothing special in Intune. In fact, Intune has lesser policies than GPO. So if you have Intune, so Intune, this guy can only push, say, for example, some 8,000 policies. Group policies are some 10,000. Okay. So the only thing is this laptop can always be connected to Intune at any point of time and to receive any new updates. Again, someone can challenge this. I don't receive any new updates. Why should it be connected? Even that is fine. Because see, policies are only one time. 90% of the time, whatever you push, policies are just one time. They will not keep on getting new updates every day. It's not the only updates that you get is Windows updates from the Windows update services, right? So Microsoft Windows update services. From there, you will get updates, monthly patches, weekly patches, all that security updates, you will get it. Apart from that, Intune policies, wallpaper, will you change every month? No, see, wallpaper is fine. There are so many other settings, right? So credential guards, app guards, edge guards. So the Windows security and the non-security is again one time only, not much. It's not needed. Okay. That's not even a thing. Okay. But the laptop authentication, if it is an Intune, okay, so 90% of the time is connected to your Entra. Okay. And Intune policies are coming from here. Okay. The desirable configuration at this moment of time is pure Entra ID joined, a 100% Entra ID joined and 100% Intune managed. Complete breakage of any on-premise dependency is what is expected at least for last 5 years. 5 years. So I've been in a project where 2017 I'm speaking about when we proposed this, okay, when we proposed laptops to be only Intune managed and Entra joined, People were surprised. People were asking a lot of questions, okay, with autopilot, okay. So they didn't even know autopilot would exist, will be a permanent thing going forward, okay. So then they always doubted if autopilot will flourish the industry, if Intune will even stay, if Entra joined ID is even acceptable for security organization. It's 100% cloud based, which means that it is not reliant on any of your corporate intranet. No VPN required. Okay. No on-premise Active Directory connected. Simply because there is, okay. If someone has an Active Directory today, go and ask them, why do you need it? Okay. So let's only focus on endpoints. The reason for Active Directory is user management. Anyways, you are doing it from here. With Entra is so now advanced, okay, almost all of your HR systems are directly integrated to Entra ID. Every time you join and every time a new person joins, it's directly Entra is fetched. Your almost users are here. The devices are joined to Entra, so the devices are here. So now the question arises, what else you need AD for with respect to endpoints? You have users, you have GPO policies, assume that this is like policies. So you have GPO policies. You don't need SCCM. Why? Because Intune is pushing apps and policies. So everything, whatever laptop needs, updates is coming from internet, applications Intune, policies Intune, authentication, Entra ID. What else you need on a laptop? Okay. Then come the next few years back, they told, no, I cannot manage SMB shares. Okay, file shares. Someone came back and says, no, how about printers? Okay. So Microsoft is so much committed, they give solutions even for this. So for printer, they came up with something called as universal print. So universal print is a cloud-based solution, right? So you can publish the printers here and deploy the printers to your endpoints. And these printers, based on your location, floor, office, address, city, everything, all this can be configured here in this console. You can publish it and print it. It will find the nearest location of the printer based on GPS coordinates. Okay. Or if you already published based on his location, it will be in the print section. So if you click print and printer, and whatever printers are there in your organization can be published here, can be added to this universal print in the console. Once you issue a print command, it's all internet based going like this. Communication is through multiple print services. Again, you don't need VPN. Even if you're in home, even if you're connecting your hotspot in your office also is fine. There is no direct connection to your printer. Same thing goes with SMB. Okay, so with the SMBs, people always think that my file shares or needs to be my device needs to be connected to Active Directory. Okay, honestly, no. Okay, so I mean, in reality, even if it's an Azure AD joined, you will actually receive an Azure AD Kerberos token for it. But the only requirement at this moment of time, it should be a hybrid user. The user should be already present here in your, sorry, here in Active Directory, simply because this SMB shares are issued to users. Access is issued to user. The access is controlled still here. Of course, there is a migration plan for SMB to Azure Files, Azure Storage, Cloud Storage, OneDrive, all that is there, okay? But there is no reason why some companies should have Active Directory just because their endpoints needed Active Directory. Nowadays, endpoints don't need Active Directory. None of the operating systems, none, maybe servers. Then comes the question of servers. Again, there is a solution for it. Again, it's new and okay, there is something called Arc, right? Azure Arc, people might have heard of it. So Azure Arc is purely a server management tool. Okay, see, when it comes to server management tool, if all of your servers are in the cloud, be it in AWS or even in Azure, you don't need an Active Directory to push policies, right? All of them can be deployed as a image, as a gold image, as a central policy for Azure VM, virtual machine management. So again, okay. So if you are okay with the traditional way, yes, you can put an simple Azure Active, sorry, in the Active Directory and run these missions to these Active Directory. That is still going on in the industry. So if you say I need AD for servers, again the question comes why you need AD for servers. You can still have a work group for servers. Okay. So again, manage Arc policies. Arc is a central tool which manages. There is something called Azure Automation, cloud automation, cloud based tool which manages all of these virtual machines in the cloud. And it's a hybrid cloud, which means some can be on premise, some can be in AWS, some can be in Google, some can be in Azure itself. All that is fine. Okay. So, but basically, technology is completely now moving away from Active Directory. Okay. There is hardly very few people who install Active Directory just because they started a company. There's just because they are new to some organization. Okay. There's no one who is installing Active Directory and starting a company. They're buying subscriptions and buying Azure Active Directory or even G Suite. Right. If it's a small organization, if you go to US, there are so many people who directly buy G Suite. Right. Why, if you're starting a business today of 100 people, 500 people, they just go and buy Google Suite. They'll get a drive, they'll get email, they'll get a domain as well. Okay, everything is free. If you start a company with some panther.com, then you can just go and buy a panther.com domain and you'll get all email addresses, everything. It's very easy. It's 120, 600 rupees, 500 rupees per month. Okay, so based on whatever you need, all of your storage. Same thing goes with M365 business standard business licenses. These are all very cheap licenses, right? So just 600, 800, you'll get everything. You'll get email, you'll get a domain, you'll get OneDrive space, you'll get Exchange, you'll get a device which can be joined to this domain. Okay, just by Entra ID. Okay, so all that is cloud based. Okay, so nowadays really no one uh, really starts off with their Active Directory. Okay, so any other questions? See, I'm saying, Santosh, the question is not wrong. Technically, yes, you can do it, but do people really require it? Okay. Or do they want to stick to their old technologies? Yes, no, that's the only question. Can I use on-premise Exchange Active Directory even today? Yes, as long as Microsoft supports it, you can work. But how do you? But that's not how it works in industry. Any other questions? Or was it too much? Was it confusing? Did you all understand, by the way?
Yes, yes, sir. Yep.
Yes. Okay. So let's even first start off with a simple topic about licensing. Okay. So let's even click. Can you all see my screen? All right.
Yes, it's visible.
Was right. Okay. But now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
This
now
is
it's in press.
so now just Intune licenses. So I'll click on this. So usually the reason why I share and start off this is because I want you all to. There is no single book. Okay. No single document. Nothing like people give me notes, give me documents. Okay, all that will not work. Okay, everything today is available in the internet, and whatever document you create, okay, it will not be valid after 3-4 months or even 6 months max. The UIs will change, the screenshots will change, the options will change, everything will change in the cloud world. Okay, and rapidly. You'll not even know to just catch up what's happening just in Intune. It's not easy. Okay, so don't rely on documents. Don't, because whatever documents you create, it's be useless within few months. Challenge this with every customer you talk to or everyone you talk to. Okay, so just document it in a different way. Document like, what have been configured, what settings have been configured, what is the rationale behind it. Okay, so the way licensing works with Intune, so if you look at it, okay, so again, every concept you need to get the habit of reading. Okay, So I am not reading, but you need to start off like this, okay? Is available in different customer needs and organization, from simple to use management experiences for schools and small businesses to more advanced functionality required by enterprise customers. Most licenses that include Microsoft Intune also grant rights to use Microsoft Configuration Manager, right? Which means that SCCM. So if you already have Intune, most of the licenses will also give permission. It says not all, okay? It says most licenses. You need to check, okay? As long as the subscription remains active. So you can use SCCM as long as the subscription of Intune remains active, right? So the admin must also license be assigned to the administrator unless, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's really check. We have something called Intune Plan 1, and come down, we have Intune Plan 2, and finally Intune Suite and Intune for Education. So that's all we have. 4 things we have. Okay. But will people buy this? Okay, they'll go to Microsoft or any partners and say, I want to buy Intune Plan 1, I want to buy it. They will not go and say, okay. Usually they already have these licenses. It says, when you look at this, a cloud-based unified endpoint management solution. So this is Intune, a cloud-based unified endpoint management solution that is included in the following licenses. So you need to go and check with your customer or whoever it is, whether they have these licenses or not. If they already have, it means that the Intune Plan 1 is already covered. So how do you check it? So usually you'll get an admin portal, right? So you can always go and check admin.microsoft.com or entra.microsoft.com, wherever it is, okay? So you need to go and you can check in the licensing pages. So what is, never forget, very basic, right? So if, because see, people who attend interviews, right, there are few things that people don't really focus. Suddenly you say I have 5 years experience, and suddenly you answer everything, and some guy will come and ask which licenses your company had, your customer had. So if you can't answer, it means that you really did not work. There are few questions which can prove that a customer, I did not work. At least to know something, you can at least say I really don't know which licenses they had, okay, but they should have some M365 suite license. That is how you properly answer when you don't know something. But if you can't even answer, my customer had not, I don't know about licensing, then it is really not a right, fair answer, okay. So you should know a very basic thing of what is licensing and where do you find it. So this is my Entra portal. Okay. For just people who don't know what is Entra, it is Azure AD in cloud. Sorry, it was the old name of Azure AD. Okay. So that is, it's an identity and access management solution from Microsoft. And it is not the traditional Active Directory in the cloud. Okay. That is completely different. So where do I find out? You can click on show, you can come on billing, and you can click on licenses. So in the entra.microsoft.com, you can just click on all products. So if you look at this, in my all products section, you see something I have. Okay, so if you go here, okay, do you see any of these plans here? See Enterprise Mobility plus Security E5. You see that is here. So I already have that license. And I think I already also have, you see, M365 E5. You see, I have the biggest license, E5. While I come back and see, okay, great. I also have Intune Plan 2. Okay, I also have Intune Plan 2. Oh, I have another license called Intune Plan, Intune Suite also. You see here. Okay. So these are all the licenses I have, which means basically I have this one, and also this one. Right? Because I have, why? Because I have a E5 or I have E5. How do I know that? If I click any one of these again, and I click service plan details, you see it shows me all the products that I have. So this is called as a subscription. Okay. So usually what that's everywhere. If you're working in company, they'll ask what subscription you have. What customer cost subscription does the customer have? Oh, he has E5, EMS E5, which is Enterprise Mobility and Security. So by this, you should understand he's for him, he has Azure Information Protection P1, P2, Premium P1, P2. He has rights management. He has M365 audit platform. He has MFA, multi-factor authentication. He has the Defender for Cloud Apps, it's a separate product, Defender for Identity, separate product, and Intune Plan 1, which we are covering, right? So as you go and if you now, this is just EMS E5. And if you see MS Microsoft 365 E5, and if I click on service plan details, just see the number of products you have here. I can keep on scrolling. Okay, so this is the biggest license, but advanced organizations have E3 and E5. So if you have E5, it means that he's a proper Microsoft shop who almost uses every product. So if you're a part of that team, and if you pick up any 4 or 5 products, then your career is safe. Or any company. Okay, so I'll just start covering. You see the number of products it has. First of all, the person, I mean, any user, see all these licenses, right? This is called subscription, and this has to be assigned to a users or groups. So it is a user-based license. It's not device-based and all. Okay. So if you join an organization and if you get an E5 license, you see what you get. Okay. So you get everything. You get Teams, avatar in Teams. If you're in a Teams meeting, you can put avatars. You get Azure Information Protection, where you open files and put sensitive labels. You have rights management. You have commercial data protection for Copilot. Okay, your customer lockdown. Okay, so all these you don't know. Okay, there are people who use it. You have CDS for Teams. Okay, so this is all Teams and information protected related. You see Exchange Online, Plan 2. So you get advanced email, which is 1 TB of data. Okay, all of things, and these are all Exchange related. Okay, you get Office 365 and everything. You see, you get advanced hunting apps. You see, you get all the applications, M365 apps for enterprise. You see, you get Defender as well. You get phone system. People who use phones, they get the M365 phone systems, which are integrated with Teams, voice over, MFA. I'm not sure people have used bookings. They can use start bookings, right? And this is, and now all these are features and sub features, but look at these 4 things. In fact, these 5 things here, these are all separate products on their own, right? Defender for endpoint is like a big antivirus product like your CrowdStrike or Sentinel-1. Defender for identity is your complete identity protection. Defender for Office Plan 2 is again something like, your email spam protection. Defender for Cloud Apps is like Blue Coat. How many have heard of tools like Blue Coat, Sense? If you open if you try to upload a file in Google Drive or your personal box or in a Dropbox, it will not upload, right? Or put it in your DLP. I mean, to use the DLP feature, put it in your pen drive, it will not copy, right? It will blocked. You'll get a block message. So all these products are taking care of all those things. You see Entra ID Premium Plan 2, the privilege management, everything is really a proper advanced enterprise management. Okay, there's so many other things, and out of all this product, you will see one product called Intune Plan 1. Okay, so people who are in, there are 2 sections in this. Okay, people who are in Office background, Office 365, Exchange, they tend to incline to learn of all these product. Okay, Office 365, Cloud App Security, Safe Docs, okay, Teams, Stream, SharePoint, OneDrive. Okay, they are into collaboration tools like, Power Automate, Power Project for Office, Purview Discovery, SharePoint, Plan 2, Skype for Business. Okay, these are all collaboration tools. But people who are in endpoint and security, they start learning tools like Windows Auto Patch, Windows Enterprise, right? Windows devices, and this one, okay, Windows Update for business deployment services. they tend to learning, okay, Intune Plan 1, okay, Entra ID plan, all these. Okay, so this is the highlighted ones that I see, that you see here. If you are an expert in these products, and also Intune is somewhere here, okay, here. So Intune, Entra ID P2, DLP, Office 365 is not needed, okay, but these three, Defender for Endpoint, Identity, Cloud Apps, Intune Plan 1, Intune Suite, all of these things, right? With my experience, I can say you will get a job anywhere. There is no shortage of jobs when you are an expert in these things, these four products. Okay, because all others really don't need people, okay? But these five products and Exchange Online and one SharePoint administrator, Office administrators and Office, so they need more people. So every company, like, imagine if there is a 50,000 employees in an organization with an E5 license, it means that you will get at least 100 jobs related to only E5. Okay, so that is how complex the tool gets as and when you go inside things, okay, or more than 100, 200. I've seen organization with 100,000 people. They were a team of 500 people. Okay, it's outsourced to Wipro or someone. They were massive deployment, okay, in most countries, and complex security deployments with a lot of data in the SharePoint where a lot of policies were applied live, okay, during sending of files, receiving files. A lot of Defender technologies were used. So that is all about licensing. The reason why I'm saying is when it comes to Intune, Intune has only these things. Okay. So where is it? So go and check with your customer. Do they have any of these licenses? If not, they should again have a separate licenses. They can buy an Intune plan license one. Okay. But for Intune plan one to work properly, they always need Azure AD, which they have to purchase it. So plan 2, now we'll go and click on this and really compare what is all this. Okay, if you click on this, you'll get this column. So basically you have Intune standalone, plan 1, P1, P2, and Intune suite. Okay, so I'm sure you might not understand what are all these advanced capabilities of Intune, but 1 year back, we only had one Intune license, which was this, the one that you see in the first column. Okay, and now they started to think, Microsoft started to think, if I really wanted to add some additional products, right? So sorry, I'm very sorry. Okay, what you see is a standalone thing. Okay, but let me tell you something. Okay, uh, okay. So you have Intune Plan 1. Okay. Uh, so Intune Plan 1, P1 I wrote. This is P2 and this is Suite. Okay. So you'll get this license. You can buy it with any of these. I told you, right? E3, E5, E5, all of that. You'll get any of these licenses. You'll get Intune Plan 1. Okay, where you can use most of the Intune products. You can use all of these autopilot, auto patch, and then Windows Update for Business, ABM, everything in Intune. You can use it end to end. Okay, that is how the product was there for last 6 years or even 8 years. Okay, nothing has changed. But they started to add few components, additional components, okay, add-ons. So what are those add-ons? So you can use most of the Intune, 80% of the Intune here with Intune P1. Assume that you want something new like this. Okay, so what are all this? Endpoint privilege management. So the way you read it is you can buy it as an additional add-on, which means you can buy this product, this feature as an additional add-on license, maybe to 5 rupees, 10 rupees per user per month. That is how it is. Okay, it is 600 rupees per user per month for an E5. And if you want this product, maybe 20 rupees, 25 rupees, Indian price, I'm saying. Okay, but it usually be $1, $2. Okay, if you want to use enterprise app management, you can use. See, what are all these is a different thing. Okay, the way you read is important now. So Intune Plan 2 has this, and Intune Suite is a master license. You get everything you see here. You get this here 80%, and you get everything here. So all the new products are selected here. But in P2 is purely mobile based, you see, for mobile application management and firmware over the air upgrade and specialized device management. So the things that you get here is only mobile related. Okay, only mobile. So it depends which license you want. You say whatever I get in P1, I'm fine with it, I'm great. And that is how it is. Okay, 80-90% of the organizations have only P1. Okay, and this Intune suite someone needs, they buy all this. They buy this entire suite and they get all these products. Remote help, taking remote of the laptops to troubleshoot, right? Enterprise application management. Anyone knows what is this? Okay, so this is nothing but Microsoft has its own list of applications which is already pre-packaged. Right now there are somewhere around 1,000 applications. They have plans to make it 8,000 applications. So that 8,000 is a list of top 95% of the application used in an enterprise. They're already there, packaged. Someone has packaged. They have hired a third party and they have packaged it. So essentially, they don't need a packaging team.
Raj, question.
Oh, yes.
Okay, consider SQL. Okay, SQL is a MS standard package, software. If it is packaged, if I want to customize, can I? Using,
Okay.
I mean, it's already
Using?
pre.
You mean pre? Okay.
Okay, you said it's already pre. Someone has packaged it and it is available.
Yeah.
Okay, if I want to customize, is it possible?
No, okay. Okay. So they have packaged it. They are not giving you the package, right? They have uploaded it.
Okay.
They are maintaining the package. So what access you have is just the UI access and deploying it. And they also recommend not to change any of the deployment commands. So you basically don't have any control of those packages. No customization.
Okay.
If you want to customize it, you have to have your own packaging team who customizes it.
Okay, and one more question. During this course, do we get any access for Intune portal?
I would
Like,
suggest to have your own Intune portal. Okay. But if
okay, do
someone
I need to
really need
buy?
it, no, you don't need to buy it. You can just have a subscription 30-day trial version.
Okay,
I'll show how to get that.
no problem. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. But if all of you people start accessing the console, it becomes a problem. But whoever definitely can't get it outside, I'll give access to them. I'll create users and provide access to them. So no, we're really not to worry about it. Okay. So I'll just give a common username, password. Everyone can start logging in. So, but client, I cannot provide. They have their own VMs. You guys understand how to read this, right? One is a basic Intune license, which is P1. You get it with any of organization if you have E3, E5 or any of those licenses. But if you want to buy additional things, you can buy separately. Okay. Or you can buy the entire package. Intune Suite is a package. So that is how you all, what are all these products? Okay. That's a different thing. Okay. We'll talk when we're really talking about. Any questions on the licensing thing? You all understood the basic. Every product is that is how is there in Microsoft, right? If you go through E3, they give you SharePoint basic license. If you want advanced SharePoint management capabilities, you need to buy SharePoint advanced management license. If you buy EM365 E3, they give P1, which is Entra ID Premium P1, which does not really have advanced MFA capabilities, advanced PIM capabilities. But if you buy E5, that comes with Entra ID Premium P2 automatically. Or you can buy basic license E3 and just buy additional P2 license. It's all like that. Okay. So that is a concept I want you all to understand. Once you get that base picture, you will just go to website and read it, you will understand it. Okay, because even you don't have to memorize it, and you don't need to tell that this is your permanent thing. Tomorrow Microsoft can change anything. Everything is just valid for 1 month. Okay, whatever I say, they may change it. You need to verify it ad hoc. Okay, right now, right then, and see. Okay, someone asks you, tell me what is the recent licenses that Microsoft has changed. They may change it. They may put Intune Plan 3, and they may add another 3 products. So it's up to us to keep updated about anything. So, uh, okay. So starting off with, I'm not sure if you guys are able to see the screen. So you guys are able to see the screen? This one? I have opened an Excel sheet.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
yes,
yes, we
Raj.
can.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So now we just have another half an hour's time. So we, as and when we start speaking, we'll get into more licensing. So every user has to be licensed. Pick a user and assign a license. Again, I'll show that, no worries. So what is right now important is to understand Azure AD. Um, so anyone who tell me what is Azure AD or Entra ID?
Uh, Entra ID is like what I can say. It's a identity access, identity access management service that is given to an employee to access, I think, external resources.
It's a cloud-based identity management system by
Yeah.
Microsoft.
Okay. External, internal, both. Okay. Okay. What is AD then?
It's on-premise identity.
Okay. So what does
It is Windows-based Active Directory.
Okay. So this is AD is Windows-based activity. What does this contain? This is
This
installed
contains
on a server. Okay. This
on a
is installed
server.
on a server,
You
a Windows
install a
server.
domain.
Okay. And what do you usually have is users,
Yeah.
groups, OUs,
OUs.
devices. What else?
Some sites and services.
Sites and services.
Group policies.
Okay. Network devices, printers.
Yeah, all this.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Permissions, groups, OUs. Okay. All that fine. Okay. So that is how it is. Okay. So traditionally, what has actually happened, everyone knows, they use this machine and they join to domain. This everyone knows, right? So they joined this device to a domain controller, which means that if you have a device like D, they will see that in the, if you go to Active Directory, they will see that in the devices list, which means that they can log in with a user that is joined to in this domain, any user. If this device is joined to Active Directory, it means that any user technically can log into this domain and authenticate against this domain. The way usually normally the representation of entering is your domain in the login screen backslash username, right? Domain backslash username, or just the username and password. So that is how you log into this machine because it is joined to your domain. Okay, this is called domain join. Very basic, very domain join computer. So once you join the device to a domain, and if these devices are part of an OU where you have deployed group policies, automatically GPUs flow into your devices, right? So every time you log in, these group policies will refresh, and if you really want to manually refresh, you can run some commands, all that is fine, okay? But these device gets policies from GPU simply because this device is joined to a domain. So two things happened here. You joined to a domain, and you got policies, system policies, and you're able to authenticate to a machine. Sorry, you are able to authentication to a central service, right? Authenticate to a central service. So you're able to log into a machine by authenticated to Active Directory. Some policies have come to this machine, and you're able to do something. Okay, so it is called really a domain join machine. Now, if I take this system outside, as I already explained, it's a bit difficult, right? It will not really work unless you have a VPN, and you'll not get any group policies or anything. Traditionally, what happened is for all these machine level policies, they did GPOs, and they had a different servers like SCCM to manage those machines properly. When I say manage, okay, so SCCM is one tool. People might have heard Altris. People might have heard of Ivanti. People might have heard of Manage Engine. So many other tools, okay? But SCCM, since being Microsoft, it is a popular one. So SCCM, I'll just continue to say SCCM. So these are all on-premise technologies, okay? Traditionally, I'm speaking about, of course, some have moved to cloud, but SCCM was again sitting in your on-premise Active Directory. So SCCM had again, for example, needed database. It was integrated to SQL. It needs some sites and services and groups, devices, all this data to SCCM to be imported. So that's why it's connected to your Active Directory. And these SCCM servers, if at all, it needs services like WSS. It had connected to another server which had WSS server role installed in it. And these SCCM servers, again, based on different location, they had sites, they had distribution points, and there's so many other things, okay? DPs, management points, multiple site servers. All SCCM was a hierarchical based method, right? So if your SCCM server is in India and people from America, it's very difficult to connect for data, right? So each location, each area, each site had different things, okay? Nothing in the cloud. So everything in your corporate company inside network. So in these naturally laptops, you come here, very difficult for them to connect to such a complex system that is there inside your network. So what has actually happened then came, okay, so your Entra ID. So Entra ID is definitely not, okay, earlier the name was Azure AD. People always confused, oh, this is an Active Directory in on-premise, and they think that this is something Active Directory in the cloud. Okay, so which is really wrong. That is not how it is, okay? And hence the name they have changed it after a long time to Entra ID. So this Entra ID is nothing but IAM solution from Microsoft. If you go to other companies, some people use Okta, Ping Identity, companies like these, right? So you have so many other Oracle Identity, so many other products which gives you identity and MFA services, right? So, but Entra ID is Microsoft solutions. The reason why Entra ID came in is simply because of Office 365. Okay, for the last 10 years, what people have done is these users here, right? These users, this actually Active Directory, this Active Directory was synchronized, sorry, this Active Directory was synchronized to Entra ID using Azure AD Connect. Okay, AD Connect or Entra ID Connect. Simply because I want users to here to here. See, your user has joined long back. I cannot create users here manually. And hence these 1,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 users were synced here. That's all, okay? Synchronized here. And For using Office 365, every user needs to be licensed. Okay, licensed here in Entra ID. That is the basic and the core point of every M365 product. Very basic, very important thing to understand. And this gives you almost entire foundation. If a person is licensed to any service here in Entra ID, he'll get that service access. Okay, for that you need to be a part of a user that is here in Entra ID. You can be either synchronized. You joined in 1998 when your AD has there. That 1998 when you joined in a company like 2000 when AD was there, your name is here. Okay, say for example Rakesh. Rakesh will not go away from here, is always here, and this user has to be synchronized to here Rakesh. Okay, and this Rakesh should be assigned an M365 license. Only then he'll get licenses like Office 365 and OneDrive, SharePoint, Intune, whatever it is. Okay, so every service that you saw just before some time, those licenses have to be assigned right away here in Entra ID. You cannot assign it here, you cannot assign it here in some other console, nowhere. Right here, the user admin should be assigned some licenses here. Tomorrow, if you don't get access to Teams, it clearly means that your name does not have a team license. Tomorrow, you suddenly your inbox, you're not able to, you joined a company, you get everything, but you did not get a email. It means that there is no Exchange Online license assigned to you. Okay. So what has actually happened after, like, this was announced somewhere in 2011. Right? So that's 2010 later, and then 2011, all of this Azure AD started. But devices were never a part of excuse me. Sorry. Devices were not a part of any synchronization here in AD Connect. Earlier, their name was DIR sync. Okay, DIR sync. It was simply directory sync. So they renamed that as Azure AD Connect, and all of that new versions came in. So these devices also started to synchronize for last 4-5 years. Okay, that feature came in. Okay, so if you this D device, right, the D device, the device D also started to synchronize along with the user to Entra ID. So this user, which is you, also was anyways able to sync it, and this device is also able to sync nowadays. So now the question is, okay, what now? Nothing. Okay, so the device is just here. Okay, where is this? The device is here. Sorry, this device is now joined to Active Directory and synchronized here. So as long as you continue to do it, no problem. Okay, it will just, the status of this device is only Active Directory join. But say for example, for a moment you join this device to Entra ID. When I say join, it has a different meaning. Or registered. I'll tell you what is registered and join. So the moment you join or register this device which is sitting in on-premise, the status of this device will now become hybrid. That is a pure meaning of hybrid device. A hybrid AD joined is a device which is joined to your traditional Active Directory or registered or even joined to AD. Okay. So that is the only meaning of an hybrid AD joined.
Raj, can you just repeat?
Okay, so you see, you pick up a device today in your office, your device will be Active Directory joined.
Yeah.
Okay. It's anyways Active Directory joined. You'll be able to log into your Active Directory.
Yes.
Okay. So will you be able to log in with your email address, which is your UPN?
Yep.
No.
If I have access.
No, will not be able to log in with your UPN if the device is joined to domain only. You'll be able to log
After
in with
joining domain.
your domain /username. That's the format you're logging in.
Okay.
Because the UPN authentication, okay, of course, it's a different way. There are different policies where your UPN gets converted to your this format in the backend and it will convert. Okay, so I'm not telling that level of access. I'm telling normally if a device is joined to a domain, you'll be able to only authenticate here, not here, right? Not here in Entra ID. If you click username, it will only go and check this ID and authenticate, correct? So this device is here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, tell me.
No, your mouse pointer is very tiny dot. If you are able to make it little bigger, we can see
sometimes it's
where
get
and all
difficult
you're moving.
to identify it.
Yeah. Now it is fine. Now it is. Yeah. This is good.
Okay, so no worries. Okay, so let me just sorry. Now you can see, right? So I have this new machine here. Today, take a new machine in any company, right click on it, computer, add domain, right? So it means that you will add the domain username, you'll add the domain administrator. People have, I mean, so the a question to everyone. So the machine can be joined to a domain with a domain administrator power. Okay, either script, either manual, but you need an Active Directory username and password, a domain administrator username and password to join this device to a domain. But in IT actually uses some scripts, also uses some login script, domain join scripts where the password is encrypted and stored.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll join it automatically.
While building
While
the
building
device
the
itself,
mission,
it
you
will
will
add.
it joins. Okay, but those domain join procedures and the processes that use has an encrypted password anyways. Okay, so
Yes.
anyways you'll use this to join the machine either manually or either through some script. The device is now joined to a domain, so that's how it was there for a long time. But with AD Connect, people have also started to synchronize this device to here to Entra ID. Okay, so far you know that users have been synchronized here to Entra ID. Synchronize is nothing but if you have your new username here, here also your new username is here. Just the username, nothing else, and few attributes, your company name, your designation, your city, location, phone number, and all that. Okay, so users have been synchronized here. So devices also started to sync. So when I say started, they have added a feature called device sync also, where you can synchronize devices here to Entra ID as well. So the moment you join the machine to AD, it becomes Active Directory join. And when you synchronize the device to here, the device is just staying and lying here. Okay, but nothing happens. Okay, so it is okay, nothing happens here. Okay, so the device will stay here and take this machine and join it to Entra ID or register it. How to join is again, okay, you should know, right? So right click on the settings, add work or school account. If you join this device to Entra ID, okay, so it becomes a machine, it becomes a hybrid AD join.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you a simple thing.
In order to make it as hybrid or Azure AD join, we have to go to control panel, users, work, school, something is right. We have to follow that.
So what you see from here, okay, this is my brand new Windows 11 machine. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So I'm just opening this layout. Okay, it's a virtual machine, very new Windows machine. So even if you purchase a physical machine, it'll be like this. Okay. So what is actually basically it is starting checking that machine. Okay, let it check. So here, what I'm doing, if you bring a brand new machine, I just now purchased a new laptop from the store. I came from the shop, I opened the laptop and I just started it. So that is what is happening here. Okay, it's now checking the laptop and then it immediately prompts up with two things. If you have ever used a personal home laptop, it will give you two options, right? The first option is login as your personal account so that you will start using your personal account. And the second option is login with your company domain account. You are sitting in the home. Can you log into this domain? Can you join this machine to a domain administrator?
No.
No.
Okay. So you bring the machine and come here. Can you log in? Can you add the machine to the domain administrator?
Yeah, on intranet, yes, with the credentials which got
Yes.
access,
So
yes, we
with
can.
credentials,
Yes.
yeah. So, but no one will give you credentials for your personal laptop, boss. It is your personal laptop. Why will I add your
Yes.
machine, right? So it will
Right.
not work. So, but here you have the option right now. If you look at this, you see it says, okay, I'll give a name called as B12. There's a batch 12 name. So I'll give a next. So as soon as I click next, it's just waiting. So I hope everyone are following because I only get response from Santosh, okay, and a few others. But so this is my laptop. Right now I see a screen. I get two options, which is, let me wait. Because the fundamental of any Intune is to understand what is AD registered, sorry, what is Entra ID registered, what is Entra ID joined, and what is hybrid ID joined. So if you get these three things, you're almost 20% clarity. Okay. So that is what I wanted to
Raj,
spend time.
what was the terms you used? There were three terms: hybrid AD joined.
I'll
and
explain. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I just started. Okay, don't get.
Oh, okay.
Entra ID joined and Entra ID registered ones.
Yeah, registered and
Oh.
hybrid.
And I.
So normally, if you bring a laptop and a brand new one, you'll see it here. Okay, that's how it appears. Okay, so you can either use a personal account and start. Okay, this is the screen I was talking about. So it says use your personal Microsoft account to get set up and have full control of the device. Correct? So
Yes.
this is when you purchase your home computer and you start using it. But I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm assuming this is my home computer and I'll forward. But look at this option. It says get access to your organization resources like email, network, apps, and services in your organization. If you click on it and click on next, it asks you your account. Which account?
Company
Work
accounts. Work.
Work
Okay.
account. So where is the work account?
Back to that.
In
Intune?
Active
No.
Directory.
It's created in
In
Active
Entra
Directory.
ID,
Saying
it
to
should be.
Entra
Entra
ID.
ID. Entra ID.
Yes, right. This account. So I need this account to work. Okay. So you need an account here because this laptop here, which I'm talking about, as soon as I click the second option, it will not go to your company network, right? Will it go?
Yeah.
Will it not go?
No.
So it will usually check your intranet, which is your Entra ID. How does it check? It checks based on your domain, right? Domain.com. So your domain, whatever username is fine. Okay, username is fine, any username, but your domain should be a verified domain. It should be publicly resolvable. I cannot enter wipro453.com. Where will it search? It has to be a wipro.com. It has to be tcs.com. It has to be microsoft.com so that I can resolve it and go to my Entra ID in the internet. Okay, so I'm muting everyone. So please unmute if you all have a question. So this is how it resolves, right? So as soon as you enter some domain name, it will go and contact this Entra ID. Okay, so this is where it goes and if I click this option here, okay, so I will put as user one at my domain Microsoft 365 365pulse.com. Okay, so this is my username and this is my domain, Microsoft365pulse.com. Okay, so if you, sorry. So if you go to my Firefox, this is my Entra admin center. So every company will have different domains. Okay, so you need to verify their domains. So to settings and domain names. If you go to settings and domain names in any company, you will have some verified domains. So this is Microsoft365pulse.com. So it's a verified domain, which means that you own the domain. And if you don't own the domain, Microsoft gives you a default domain, something like this. Whatever is your domain plus on Microsoft.com. So this is a resolvable domain, or this is your resolvable domain. So you can either use user1 at Microsoft365.com, pulse.com, or you can use user1 at Microsoft365pulse.onmicrosoft.com. So if you don't have money to purchase a domain, usually, I mean, for us, we'll not have any testing, right? So we'll continue to use this one, no problem, okay? But when you create a user in your domain, you always have an option, okay? So if you create a new user in your account, so you get an option like this. I can create user 3, user 3. I can click on any of the domain that they can use. So I'll click on simple domain so that I don't need to type such a big thing. It's Microsoft365pulse.com. Okay, I can use a nickname. I can derive from this in a principle. Display name is also fine. User 3. Password is I can auto generate. I don't know how to auto generate. I'll use some password. Okay, and account enabled. Right now I'm creating a new user here so that I can log in here. Okay, I'll put this as user 3. Okay, I'll not even click now. Okay, so account is enabled. I'll go to next in properties. I'll put as user last name as 3. Right now creating user, job title, uh, admin. Okay, system admin or anything. Company name is some India Corp. All department employee ID, hiring date, location. You can add even managers also. Okay, so but the most important of all this is your location, usage location. You can add anything. Okay, you can put your mobile phones, you can use, okay, and any other phones. Okay, mostly you can create an user right now right here. Okay, so this is how it works. Right now what I'm doing is I'm creating a user, new user right here. That is a new way of doing it. If you joined a new organization, there will be some HR website like Workday or Oracle HRMS systems. They will directly integrate here. They will enter all the details, your phone number, username, everything, and that user will get created here in Entra ID. What I'm
So,
doing right now is a manual process of doing the
Raj,
entire
I
thing.
have a question, like maybe confusion you
Yes.
can consider. So I have my own laptop, right? So suppose say I have a new laptop with me, and the company has provided me the username and my password, like
Yeah.
my employment ID, and I enter it. I cannot do it, right? The laptop has to be domain joined as well.
Which domain?
Company's domain.
This one?
Uh,
The on-premise domain. Here you're talking about this one.
no. So right now you are creating a new
Okay.
device, I believe, right?
So yeah,
And
let me
that
tell
you
you.
chose the second option, uh,
Yes.
work or school account, right? So was
Yeah.
this machine domain joined previously, or you're just
No, it is a
entering?
brand, very new device, just like that, the one that just
Is it
got.
is it possible to access company resources only by using Entra ID, password, username, and password?
Hmm.
Okay.
No, I did not say. That's a very good question. By default, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, unless your company blocks it, it will not work. But 99% of the time, company will not block it this way, the one that we are saying here, right? This is because this is a non-autopilot way of doing it.
Okay.
Okay, so autopilot is where it allows you to do it. You'll have, if you understand this, autopilot works it in a similar way. There's nothing difference between this way of working and that way of provisioning, I mean, logging into a device. Autopilot just ensures that instead of Microsoft, you'll get a screen with your company name.
Company name, yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, that's a different thing. I'll
Some
talk to you.
customization, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, yeah, your device is joining to this Entra ID here. Okay, so Entra ID here, the one that I'm showing here. Uh, to use this one. Okay, no, sorry, not this one. This one. So Entra ID. So this is where it is being joined. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm
Raj,
creating
can
a
you just zoom out the this one? Sharing the screen. It's zoomed actually. Zoom out, zoom out.
zoom out, zoom in.
Yeah.
That's 92%, 94%.
No. Make it less like go for 75% or something. I mean, is this only for me or you guys are also, it's a bigger screen? It's getting zoomed in, right?
It was correct earlier.
My settings are fine initially.
No, you just do fit to window. It will adjust automatically.
Okay.
For me,
So right now,
it's perfect.
okay. So right now I'm just creating a user. The important thing, see, the problem with all this is, anyways, you'll either enter manually or use some kind of PowerShell script, Excel sheets, CSV files if it's a large organization. Many ways to create users here in your here, but manually you need to enter all this. Click on the location. So the important thing is the location here. Okay. Why? Simply because there are few services which don't work in all countries. Okay, like the phone calling in Teams may not work in China. So if you, and hence uh, hence location is very important for every user, or else you'll not be able to assign licenses. Click on assignments. I wanted to add this in a group which is already present, like the Intune testing or Intune test users, and click on this and click on create. Or what I'll do is I'll even remove this. The reason why I wanted to add is because this group already has a license to it, so I don't have to do manually. Okay, that's how in the real world it works. So I am part of VIP users, or I am part of some other groups automatically, Bangalore users, India users, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll just create it and then uh, create. All I need to do is I'll refresh it. I'll check my user 3 is licensed or not with something. It'll take time, right? So this will really take time. Why? Because it's not there. Okay, so let's see what happens. But I think I've entered user.
Raj, by default, any license will get assigned or every time
No,
you have to?
by default,
Okay.
no, you just create a user, will not get assigned. So usually what happens, I go to groups.
In the production also?
No. Yeah, in the production also.
Okay.
Unless you assign that user to some group, the group should be assigned. So if
Okay.
you go
Oh, okay.
to
Not to the
Bangalore
individual
user,
user.
no. So Bangalore users, and if I go to licenses, this is a group where I've assigned this license. Okay, again, no licenses here. Okay, so maybe test users, right? So Intune test users. If you go to Intune test users and click on licenses, you will see licenses are there, right? If my members, if I click on members, and if I am part of user 1, you see user 3 I've already added, right? So this member will now be a part of the assignment. Okay, so this will take time, but anyways, let me try. Okay, user 3, it resolved it thing. I'll enter my password, which is Intune. Sorry, there's not my password. Some password. Okay, I click on next. Okay, this is another thing. Okay, so since it's a brand new user, it asks this one. Okay, or else it will not ask. Okay? because it's the first time I employ newly joined an organization. That's how it is. So what I'll do is,
Raj, one quick question.
yeah, go ahead.
So now you added user 3 to a group, right? Which had the license.
Yeah.
So let's assume we have only 10 licenses assigned to that group. So we can, if we add those 10, only 10 users, up to 10 users we can add, right? What happens if we add the 11th user? So don't that user get the license?
I didn't understand.
Okay, so now let's assume we have 10 licenses and those 10 licenses has been assigned to that particular group. Okay, so as soon as we create the user account, let's assume we have created 10 user accounts and we have added those 10 users to those to that group. Okay, so we had 10 licenses, we have 10 users, and if we create the 11th user and add user to that group,
He'll
what
not get license.
okay, we don't get it. Then at the same time we have to like keep buying.
Remove one guy. Yeah.
Either we have to buy additional or we have to remove.
Yeah, generally remove it. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you can buy it. Yeah, you need to buy additional. Okay. That's anyways you'll get warnings. You'll get messages.
Okay, whenever
For the
we
group, yeah, for the group administrators, you'll get a message.
okay.
Okay, Raj, I think we can add the user in this particular group, but the services will not start for that particular user.
Yes.
If we have the 10 licenses and the group members are 10, but we are adding one more user in that particular group. Okay, and then we have only 10 licenses. Then we can able to add the licenses, but the services will not work for that, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. See, adding, you can add any number of people. Okay. So adding is not a problem, but he'll not get assigned. He'll not get assigned the respective services. Okay. So that is how it is. So if you see, usually okay, there's some problem. I'll check this virtual machine tomorrow and come back. Anyway, we lost the time. Okay, I'll delete it. So we'll continue from here. Okay, creating a machine which we just now created a user. We'll take a brand new machine and log in this machine to the Entra ID and see how does it look like and understand what is hybrid ID and what kind of logins we do with registrations, what kind of logins we do to Entra, and how does it even appear here. Okay. So any questions, please do ask tomorrow. We'll meet at tomorrow 4 o'clock. Sorry, 6 o'clock. Okay.
Thank you, Raj. Can we get your contact number?
Hey Raj, thank you.
It's already in the group. I think
Thanks,
people
Raj.
who are
Alright,
joined the
thanks.
course are already part of B12 group, WhatsApp group. Okay. So you can message me if someone wants to talk. Sure. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Have a nice day.
Likewise.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Raj.
Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks a
Raj.
lot.
Thanks, Raj.